Alright, people, hold on a sec. I gotta put out the damn thing over here. Shut up. There's. Alright, now. Give me a second, people. Give me a second. Alright. Let's get this on the road here. Now, I will have to. Give me a second. I will have to tell the people here. And then I will take a look at the. Okay, so. Alright, yeah, hello, people. Just give me a sec here. I'm getting things going here. A little bit late start. Some busy doing some stuff, and I lost track of time. Alright, people, so I got some good things to talk about on my mind. You know, just about why you want to think, why you don't want to be why guessing and assuming is not the way to go. Why a lot of people guess and assume. All right. So we're gonna wait for some people to come in. What I think I'm gonna do here is I'm going to more people are coming in. All right, people, we'll be starting, and of course, you know, you always want to wait a little bit as the stream sets up, you know, and then, you know, make sure if you hear something, you always backtrack on the stream if you missed the stream. Hello, Dinesh. So let me I got some really interesting things to say here, and you know, you got a lot of people out there that just, there's a lot of bad advice out there. There's a lot of bad leadership. And what I mean by that is they assume they know. They assume the market should do something based on what they think. They think the market is going to go there, and why? Because it's down? You see what I'm saying, people? They don't look at key numbers, key pivots, key reasons. They are not adapting to the market. Adaptive thinking is what I do, versus something like guessing and assuming is something like what I call stock clowns, and exactly like the stock clown. So I talk about the stock clown, but the stock clown is a great example of a lot of people out there. It's not just him himself individually. He's one of the king stock clowns out there, right? But it's a lot of people to this day still want to assume and still want to guess and not look at the facts like the way I explain things. So let's talk about that again. We're gonna go over some we're gonna keep going over points over and over again, right? Hello, Eric. So if I take a monthly chart, okay, to show this illustration again, okay, for the SPY, right around here, the stock clown called the SPY a bubble. And what that is, people, is assuming the market is high, it should go down. This is the biggest mistake people make. That's why they never can be rich. That's why they're not visionary. That's why they'll never become a billionaire. See, billionaires don't assume, do not guess, but they project visionary thinking of what something can happen. If you want to make big money, real money, you want to be someone who is listening to the market, not assuming and guessing and saying things. That's clown. Lots of clowns out there. I never assume or guess anything what I say. I explain factual reasons. And what's up? And I am continuously correct the big picture. And this is what's important. Let me prove you another point. So, win. Let's talk about win here, people. Again, me versus stock clown, WYN, right? To this day, here's a monthly chart. The clown was looking to short win. Now, why? Now, when you take a monthly chart, right? Why was it high? Now, let's go down to weekly chart. Let's again, people. The win is too high. It's a bubble. Look at it. It wasn't even under the two. Anyways, the weekly charts would not even give you the answers, okay? But if we look at the weekly chart of Win, the clown was calling it a good short at 106, 108, 125. Look at clown, stock clown. Look at what when you were shorting it. Look how bullish that was. How we broke the 200-day moving. But you see how people interpret charts and look at what the market is saying. There are two different people out there, people. There are the stock clown, stock guessers, and there's a ton of them out there. A ton. I'm not talking about a little bit of stock guessers. There's a ton of them. So I'm going to tell you why the SPY is going higher. I gave specific reasons, and I was correct still to this day. Let me explain you what's going on, what I said, and what's happened. And I want to show you what I said inside of Power Group Trades as the market was negative. I had people messaging me, telling me the SPY is going to go lower. Why? Because you think the market is going to go lower. For what reason? What are you looking at? You are looking at guessing. All right now, people. That's what I'm trying to get. To this day, is Win, even with Win's earnings, oh, it went down, the stock clown. Mr. Stock Clown, you're wrong. The whole picture of this stock already. So stop the guessing and assuming. You are a clown. You are no leader. I am a leader. All right now. Definitely I can say I'm a leader. Why? Because I talk about the statistical measurement of the market. Now, I said specifically, now here's a weekly chart of this. I said specifically, the SPY is heading higher because we are in a different era based on what happened in the past, right? I explain this, people. So we're going to go to the monthly charts. Does it mean the market goes up right away? No, I never said that. Okay, here's the monthly chart, right? Do you know, people, I want to state this very clearly. In 2015, 2016, people were thinking that the market, and we're talking about people with large sums of money, had such negative reports. If you listen to what they said, you would think it's the end of the world. Now, the market officially broke out when the clown called it a bubble. This is what I'm getting at. People with guessing a bit. Now, PowerTarget Trade, yours truly, Sandro, me. I've been correct since 2016, the big picture, against all odds. And to this day, still, I keep calling the correct movements over and over again. Now, the market isn't going to go to... Nobody knows how far, which pivot the market's going to go off of. So what do? Now, there's a big point I'm making here, people. So I want to show you something here. I want to go to the SPY here, okay? Let me tell you what people were telling me, okay? And they know who they are. Let me tell you. I love because again, I knew the market was thing. Listen, people. When the market was going like this, oh, SPY going to go to 255. All right, that's great. But what is the reason? What numbers are you looking at? Now, what did I tell my members? I said, and I can show, I don't have to show it. I'm going to say what I said, okay? I told people on April the 24th, I said, watch 260.90 as a pivotal zone. If we hold above that and we do good, because I don't know whether for sure, but I'll tell you what I said to my group members, to my follower, to my group. I talked about we got Facebook earnings, and I said it to the Apple. When I made an Apple video yesterday, I said about Amazon and Facebook. Right? Earnings are Amazon. And Apple was given reversal signals. Even while the market was negative today, Apple was the positive throughout the whole day. This is not coincidental. This is reading what the market is saying. And this is where I smash just about everybody out there. They guess, they assume, and they don't know what they're talking about. So stop talking when you don't know what you're talking about. Everything I said, the market did. I said, Apple can confirm, has a high probability. Guess what Apple did? confirmed. And it was high probability reversal. In negative times, not when people are saying the market is going lower. Okay, I defend at key pivotal times based on statistical measurement. I said, let's watch. I told my members the SPY at 260.90 is a pivotal. Do you know today how long did it go below 260.90? This is big picture thinking. I know I outclass anybody out there in analysis, big picture thinking skills. Not the little day movements, but what the hell's really happening. That's what I do. What's the big picture? I talked about what will cause the market to go higher. I talked about good earnings. Every stock, just about every posted great earnings, right? BA, Win, Twitter, okay? Even CMG, PayPal, you name it. What does that tell you? I said to people, the market will be moving higher based on good earnings, and that's coming in right now. What does Facebook great earnings? What did it do? Right? Why do you think the market pulled? Facebook was what? Down. Why do you think? Does people realize the market that give it room to keep it at a price level? Because the market wants to price it at a different level. The market gives signals, and it's not going to be clear. But I defend them. I defended, and I keep saying the right things to people at the most critical time when people are in most fear. And I gained, just like in 2016. I had people telling me I couldn't believe what you were saying. I didn't believe you. It still doesn't matter how many times I prove myself. You still have people who doubt because they again didn't experience February 11, 2016. Right? I showed clearly the world record holder was on a different page than me, and I clearly was correct big time compared to him. This is big picture thinking skills. Simple as that. And to this day, I apply the same thinking, but I improve upon that of what's really happening. So for me to call the SPY 300, and I did this long time ago, it's based on that if the market companies continuously, it's based on the only thing that would stop this from happening, because I know there's good earnings coming out from companies. We know this already, right? The only thing stopping the SPY from doing what the clown would say, or go down, wouldn't because he has skill, because he has no skill. These are all guessers. They're all guessers out there. You tell me a name, I'll tell you they're a guesser. They have no skill. Majority, no skill. Just guessers. They throw out 20 ideas, but they can't stick to it. You see me? I'm sticking to the big picture. Long. We're going higher 300. And the only thing stopping the market from doing that is something happens to the U.S. A bomb hits it. And like I say, people, if I'm God, you better pray first of all that nothing happens to the U.S. But I'm just saying that's very unlikely. It would be bad for every company, every country, every company, your life in particular, because the market is in a new growth phase. I explained it with the monthly charts. Okay, so I speak passionately that there is going to be good money to be made and being long. I show it. You can see it. I use a monthly charts to show that this time in 09, okay, the dot-com bubble or the housing bubble, right? Apple, where was Amazon? Let's take a look at Amazon. I want to show, because I was talking about, let's talk about Amazon. Let's take a look at Amazon, people. Okay? Where was Amazon? Let's think about this, people. Where was Amazon in 2000? A $68 stock. Now, how do people not want to understand we're in a different era when the cop bubble, sure they thought that was because Amazon wasn't making the money. Now they're making money, taking over. The world has massively changed now. When you think old world like the stock clown, you're going to get old world results. You can't be. You're going to be wrong. He's been wrong since December 2016. The market was breaking out. He called it a bubble. He's massively wrong. He's ready to destroy. And when the SPY goes to 300, I'm going to be decimating all kinds of people. I'm going to be having a crusade. The decimation of what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be documenting what I'm saying right now. This is all documentation. And the cruise and what I'm going to be doing to this industry, there's going to be a lot of people out of business. All right, now, again, look what I said. Look what I'm thinking about. Where was Tesla in these era? Now, there was no Tesla era. Let's take a look at Tesla, TSLA, right? In 2011, this thing broke out, amazingly, people, I said, right where the market broke out in 2013. You look at the month here. I think it's in March. What is it? Where probably was it March? This is now. Doesn't tell you the thing. I have to go to the weekly chart. (2013). Where does this show? Oh, the second. I think this is December would be around here. I'd say in the March area. Anyways, okay. So anyways, listen. Now, if we look at something like Tesla, right? This is where there's called a shift in change, right? 2013 breakout, iPhone 2007. Again, there was the thing, but Apple had its issues until, of course, anyways, 2013, Apple massively has been doing very well. So, what's the takeover? You take an Amazon, you take a Netflix, NFLX. This is another thing I want to show people. I'm giving you another view because nobody shows you or explains to you people things like this. Let's take a look at Netflix. Netflix in 2003, people, was $1.08. Okay, $1.08. So look where Netflix is today. How much percentage gains is that? Because the economy, the world wasn't thinking, it's massively grown and changed. Look at the amount of money and the way everything's working by how people view TV, all these things. Massive change. Okay? So that's why I'm the big picture expert, and that's why I already decimated stock clowns and all kinds of people out there with my analysis skills right when everybody's fearful. Because they're not thinking. I'm only listening to what the market is, interpretation of what the market is saying. So when we interpret the market based on what I said, this was the troubled times in 97 and 2000. Okay? And kaboom. In 2013, we break out. We break out, nice move, right, people? Channeling. Okay? I'm going to get to the stocks. Again, I have to keep showing people you want to listen to Power Trick or Trade, the big picture expert. You found me, you want to listen to me. Because you want to listen to correct. What's going to happen in how the future, if you're thinking the wrong way, how are you going to do better in the future when you don't think the right way today? It's how you think today for the future. If you weren't thinking bullish about Netflix when it was $27, right? You're not the guy with the big money who's a big picture thinking about Netflix where it is now. Follow, people? It was a $1 stock, a $27 stock. People were thinking Netflix is nothing. Now look where Netflix is now. Now the video stores, people go, no, people aren't going to be watching movies on the internet. No. Yeah, but the technology wasn't there. Now it is. You see, people, the market, the world, technology, everything is shifted and changes. So you can't think like you can't think about the past that way. You can look the way the way I looked at the market now, the way I explain things. It makes a lot more sense the way I'm saying it, and the market has been doing what I'm saying, people. What has the market been doing? Look at the market where it is today. And I explain the new pattern here. Bull flag pattern. Can we test? Yes, we can come down. I said this before. That's part of the process. But in no ways is this market negative. And then look at the earnings of companies like BA. Did BA drop $50, $60 on earnings? No. It actually went up. It's still above 300. People were calling BA a bubble at 200, like the stock clown. Wrong since 200, wrong 240, wrong 260, wrong 280, wrong 300. Do you get the picture, people? What I'm telling you, it's all valid information. The thought process is completely outdated and wrong. What I'm saying is the most accurate information in what's really going on in the market. It's right how you interpret what the market, and that's what I'm good at. Interpretation of the market. I do not know how far they went on market. I look at pivotal zones. Again, so what did I say when the market was falling to people? I said, let's see. First of all, I saw Apple was showing stability in key support zones. Number one. Number two, the market continuously bounced that 260-90 area. Stock clown calling for lower prices. Disaster. Again, wrong. Wrong December. Wrong. Every single metric wrong. The big picture. Scalper versus big picture. No contest. Absolutely none. This is why you want to think big picture. If you're going to catch big picture plans, you need to have a big picture mind. You need to look at the reality of what's going on. Now, the market is beautifully set up to do what now? Set up to go and test higher levels once more. And then we need to interpret what the market is doing at those points. Any thoughts on 10-year bond? Absolutely none. I have no thoughts on that information, Harvey, because it doesn't matter. What matters is what the market is saying. I don't know. Listen, I don't know all the way I look at it. The more complicated you want to make things, okay, the more you're going to be confused. The market is there to confuse people. Right? The market is confusing people. You see the stock clown? He's totally confused by this market. When the market hits 300, I told him he's going to be decimated and cremated. I'm going to pound the table because he's a perfect representation of a lot of people out there. There's a lot of bad advice out there, no skills, but they claim and they talk like they know what they're talking about. Well, what happens when I'm right again? I've got documented proof. Documented proof. Visually easy to understand proof doing live streams now. Basically, people, you want a world where I'm right about what's really happening. If I see something bad, there's going to be a disaster. But fortunately, people, I told you that outcome, how that's very unlikely. But if you want a disaster world, you want to listen to Stock Clown. Then enjoy a disaster world. But PowerTarget Trade, optimistic of reality. And look at Amazon. I showed you the Amazon example, people. I showed you Tesla. I showed you Netflix. Look where they are today. Look where they were in the year 2000. How can you not realize? And then I explained the SPY. I decimated everybody out there. Tell me one person that explained it clearer than me. Show me. And there is no one out there. Absolutely no one. All right now. This is why I'm a leader. I can say I'm a leader. And most people out there are just clowns. Most. There are some good people out there. There are some. I say small. I say there's a top 5%, right? There's a small percentage, a majority clowns. They're little pop traders, I call them. But no billionaire is going to want to listen to or no billionaire became a billionaire, okay, thinking small-minded, pop trading thinking, okay? Keep that in mind, people. All right now. I've identified stocks and continue to identify stocks that are 5-bangers, doublers in short periods of time, like NKTR. Okay, it went way beyond what I'm saying. So this is why I know I'm a good identifying skill. I really know I have a system in place that really identifies just unbelievable opportunities out there. All right now, would you be able to assess? Okay, so Twitter. Let's talk about Twitter. Let's talk about Twitter here. I had my little, I have to tell people because you know something? I'm trying to help people wake up to the reality. So we'll talk about Twitter. So here's my thought on Twitter. I've stated this. Let's talk about Twitter. This is a great example, people. Twitter, I tell you, big picture, Twitter is going much higher, right? They had earnings. The stock, even though it went down, right, it's maintaining a high price level, right? You see, we haven't lost this moving average low. So what do we have here? A strong trend. Then you take a look at a monthly chart or weekly chart, and we have a new trend from, I mean, this has growth. In other words, what happened now? This is a whole different mentality. Is this on a new growth phase? It is. And simply the 200-day moving average on the weekly chart shows that. And a lot of other statistical measurements that I look at. But this is a great interpretation of a shift change. You can see the wedge pattern I drew over here. And what? Listen, people. Big picture, the market is saying Twitter will go higher. Okay. Now, is Twitter going to go higher right away? No. There's going to be a chop phase, and I already knew this anyways. By the visionary line standards of what I look at, it's the most advanced analysis tool I ever developed for big picture thinking. That's what I want to be, the correct guy. A guy who knows what he's talking about and is right, the big picture, and I'm continuously will be. And in fact, when we hit SPY 300, it'll be phenomenal. And I have so many people that said something to me. Wait till the noise I will be creating when we get there. It's going to be. I will be. Oh, I'm not gonna. I have big plans here, people. So, what is the SPY Twitter going to be doing? Big picture. It's gotta chop around, consolidate. There's going to be entry points. Twitter is definitely going to go higher. Okay, but I already knew by volume pattern standards there were issues that you can't see on these particular charts. Okay, but like I say, I do a lot of statistical measurements on different ways. I demonstrate. I talk about this with my team that I'm working with, and they understand what I'm talking about. The volume patterns volume pattern analysis, the way I look at it. So I already knew Twitter. I think the outcome of Twitter was apparent by the volume analysis that we would have at least, this is a flat outcome. We didn't go down, right? I mean, if we look at Twitter, is Twitter down from January, people? No, it is up all right now. So as a longer term investment, Twitter will probably be, again, my projections, it's a $40–45 stock longer term. It's going to need some time. It's a game, has to be played. Money has to move. It's all part of the system. Okay, things just don't go up. Just like Netflix did not just go from $1 to $400. Okay, Stock Clown John, go take a look at monthly charts. Educate yourself on how wrong you are. Things just don't go down like you say. Eh? They go down for a reason. You have to know about the fundamentals of a company and how much they earn, which you have no idea what you're talking about. You should retire. You don't know nothing. I already decimated you and will cremate you continuously. Just like WNBA. You're wrong. Some of these people that are against my words, people, there are people out there, I'm telling you, they are so wrong against me, it's not funny. So I have to tell you the reality out there. It's crazy wrong they are. I'm crazy, insanely correct, the big picture, not every little movement. Because the market has to do what the market has to do, people. Nobody knew, and nobody knows the future. I don't know the future. I do not know exactly how the market will go to that number. I just know that the market has the potential to go to that number based on the statistical measurement of everything that I'm seeing from the charts, from the data, from how things are working, from companies, from thinking, adapting to market signals. That's how. That's the only way. There is nothing. There is no other way. Nobody. If anybody tells you they know it's going to go down to that level, nobody's been. Look at the Stock Clown. Call it a bubble. I have the video to show people the exact words said. Bubble. I'm short. It's not healthy. And the market rallies 7,000 points higher. Come on, people. This is what I'm telling you. Don't be a stock guesser. Don't assume. Be a stock, what's the word I use? Adapter. Adapt. The market has changed. It's a new market now. A very different market. It's not back in the Dan Sanger days. Dan Sanger would not produce any of the results that he did today because he doesn't have the vision of what today is. Back then, you know, the bubble day was a lucky move. Those are lucky move days compared to today. There was no algorithm. Computers were nowhere as sophisticated as now. And there wasn't as many companies, and there wasn't Amazons and really companies with real growth. Super duper growth, man. Come on. This is the reality, people. Out there, there's so many guessers. How do I prove it? I prove it. I have a documented proof, February 11, 2016, between what I said and what the world record holder said. And it's totally two different, and I was totally correct. In other words, I was on the right track, people. Not in a little bit way, not in a little way, in a massive way. Just about anybody that went against me, they were wrong in a massive way. I had people on Twitter telling me, on stock tweets, telling me that I was crazy, that BA was, they were telling me that BA was going to go lower. Why? When it was at 200, why? Was I not right? I have documented videos on my YouTube channel, okay, that show exactly what I was saying about BA. To this day, I am not just correct BA. I'm correct BA in a massive way, the big picture. And that's how I look at it. Look at the big picture, not the little fluctuations. Okay, people. Thanks for talking. Yeah, Twitter, it's going to need time. Okay? Well, at Tesla, okay, Tesla now, why Tesla goes up has nothing to do with earnings, because we know that Tesla doesn't really earn the money. But Tesla is a whole different dynamics. You cannot measure Tesla by earnings. Okay? Look at it this way. I look at Tesla like this. Tesla is something advanced, something totally different out there. Okay? And so they have a product that people want that they can't have. They have to. They're paying money and they're waiting for a car. And the problem with Tesla is not that they can't. People want their cars. People want, but the problem is they cannot. It's production problems, right? They put out a product. It's sold. Car companies don't have car companies that don't have that kind of demand, right? They cannot produce enough vehicles in time. That's their issue. That's it. Other than that, once that's solved, then it's a matter of people buying, them filling demand. I mean, if Tesla could produce enough, they probably would decimate tons of companies out there. But they'll never be able. It's going to take a long time for them to produce enough cars for everybody. It cannot. Now, everybody can have. If you want a General Motors car, it's easy to get one. You want to get a GM car, easy, big deal. You want to get any other company car, it's easy to get it. Why? The demand isn't this high. That's number one reason, right? It's not as high. Think of it that way, right? Win and CAT. Well, exactly. Now look at CAT. The thing about CAT is that it's probably going to win long term, higher prices. Win. Let's look at Win, people. Let's talk about Win. That's a good question. WYNN, right? Let's talk about Win, right? Now, Win had earnings and it went down. But is Win down? No, Win is not down. From where do you measure Win down from? You always look at where is Win really? It's up, right? What's Win doing? Patterning still. To this day, the stock clown was looking to short Win at 106, 108, 115. And remember, I showed you the weekly what happened. As soon as we were above 115, that was a massive breakout shift. Okay, so he continuously shorted, continuously wrong, massively. For how long, people? Well, let's take a look here. Since 2017 in March, right? So we're talking about massively wrong for a year, and to this day, Win is much higher. Already, I've decimated him completely. There is no comparison in what I say. If you want guessing, he's the #1 person for guessing, not for real analysis. If you want real analysis, big picture, you want to catch big gains in the future, you want to be with somebody who will guide you to a higher future of money, of factual information, whether the market going lower or higher. You want to listen to someone who's been right, the big picture. Since exactly compared to, we're talking about people, like, we're not talking about just anybody. We're talking about people who actually had high success, massively wrong in this day and age, in a massive way. What I said in 2000, that's wrong. End of story. And he knew it and ran for his life. He knew it. I want him to this day, come on, let's debate what you said. You have to clearly say, you know what? I was wrong. But people, again, foolish pride. They can't say, so better to run away and hide. Because you can't deny what I said on that day. No one, anybody who knows me long before knows how bearish and wrong 95% of the market was. 95%. So how are they people going to lead you to what the market's going to really do? How? Tell me. They're wrong. Wrong then. Wrong in December. How are these people going to lead you to the truth? They're guessers. Stock clown guessers. Never have I guessed anything. Everything I say has targets, reasons, and things. Supports, right? Did my last Twitter plan work? It sure did. It sure did. To the targets. 32, 33. But I realize, and I've told some of my private things, that it's not worth holding Twitter for earnings. Let earnings come out, and let's say there's a good chance. Look, I wanted to see stability in the stock. High odds there was, and there was stability in the stock. Sandro, what's your opinion on the Fed? I have no opinion on what the Fed is doing. That's not how I look at stuff. I'm looking at what the charts are saying, Harvey. I'm looking at what the charts are saying. Because it's not about understanding it's what the market is saying. I don't have an opinion about what the Fed is doing. You know, what have companies been making money, Harvey? Can you answer my question? Let's make it simple. Have companies been making record numbers? Did BA make a lot of money to support its stock price? Let's look at BA here. Here's BA, right? What did BA do today, people? Did it go down? It went up. Okay? It's $342. Harvey, people were telling me that I was crazy to say that, to tell people to go long BA at 200. Why? Am I crazy now? Am I crazy now? When look what this did after its earnings. It supported its price. Who's wrong? Isn't the stock clown massively wrong? Stock clown John, you're massively wrong, man. Anybody, people go look to you to laugh at your jokes, comments. You're just a joker. Just a joker. I wonder what race is doing. What is it, race? I haven't been looking at this. I mean, I'm just curious where race is. Yeah. Still, do you want to know, people? I want to give you another statistical measurement. The stock clown was making fun of a guy, no word of a lie, at 90 something. It's a bubble. Look what race is today. $122. Making fun of people. Massively wrong in the big picture, people. I'm warning people out there. There's a lot of clowns. A lot of jokers. A lot of guessers. Nobody is explaining the market like yours truly. Absolutely no one out there. Not in a simplistic, easy to understand manner that you could really see and think about. See, if you listen, you say, gee, this guy's 100% correct. I never thought of it like that. But the clown is, I can show you statistical measurement of many, many things the clown is wrong on when it comes to the big picture of what really counts. The Apples, the Wins, the BAs, the Facebook. It doesn't matter. The list doesn't end. All right, now. What was I going to talk about now? So I talked about Twitter. Yeah. Now Facebook. What did Facebook have, people? Let's talk about Facebook. Okay. So Facebook. What did it have, people? It had good earnings. This was brought down on purpose to justify its price. Is Facebook lower from 2017 in January when the stock clown was calling the market a bubble? No, it isn't. It's still much higher. In fact, it almost doubled its price before pulling back. What did we do after hours? Massively up, right? So what did the SPY do, people? The SPY set itself up at a key pivot. PowerTarget trade, I knew one thing. The SPY pivot will tell us something. Apple flipping support was telling us that Facebook, we needed Facebook's earnings to turn to repop the market. And guess what's the next driver? Amazon. high odds Amazon earnings are going to be through the roof, and they're going to send Amazon higher. High odds. You don't need to bet on Amazon, but what you want to do is that Amazon is the excuse for the market to now go back and test the levels that I talked about. Market has to have drivers and reasons. A lot of people, some people asked me a question, said, the earnings are good, Sandro. Why is the market going lower? Because the market does not act or move in a clear manner. You need to understand it in a different manner, which is where I'm the best at. In other words, I look at key levels, key support levels, key support zones. In my group, Power Group Trades, I want to show people what I stated. I have to show this. I have to show this, people. Let me show you the truth, okay? Let me show you something interesting, okay? This is why I'm the big picture expert. Why you want to become a member inside of my group? It's your loss. A person's loss not coming to join my group. They're just a total loss for them. Okay? Because you're going to see people, you're not going to ever see analysis like this in your life again from somebody. While I'm here doing this for people like this, you're not going to see this again. But I'm doing this as all documentation. Oh boy, will I be parading this information? So look what I said, people, in my group. Look what I said. Look what the market's going to do, by the way, tomorrow and the rest of it. We're going to see. What did I say here? Let's take a look here. April the 24th, support. SPY support is 260.90. In weakness, listen to what I stated. In weakness comes new plans. Big picture market, right? Big picture market. Okay, the big picture. What I mean was support is 260.90. In weakness comes new plans. The big picture, right? Market cannot just go up. Keep that number in mind as a pivotal point. Well, what did the market do? Now, I didn't guess, I didn't assume, but I understood. Capisce. I understood. Capisce means understand. I understood that we needed to listen to what the market was saying. And when I saw the market bouncing, I had a lot of confidence of a reversal coming. But had the market failed that level, then I would know we would have issues. We would probably need to test other support levels. And which one would it be? Would it be 258? Would it be 256? I don't know, and nobody knows. But what I do know are the pivotal zones. And again, I stated it. Did the market go much lower? And ask yourself a question. How long did the market go below that level? Not long. Was that not a bullish metric? You bet your bottom dollar if you understand how to think. Was I right? Did the market not bounce? Bingo, people. I state factual information before the fact. Again, correct the big picture. That's why I'm brimming with confidence. Such confidence I have in myself and what I'm doing and thinking. I'm the best out there. I don't think I have seen anybody talk like this or explain things like this and be this correct. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. Okay? I had people messaging me saying blah, 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 blah. I said, let's let the market tell us. Why are you guessing and assuming? What you think? You don't know. I don't know. Nobody knows. The market knows. The market, I always told people the market can fall 1,000 points lower and it would still not stop the trajectory of the big picture. So I don't know whether they want to pull that there first. But key pivotal points would tell us, right? Nobody knew the SPY was going to pull. Look, I said in my last stream, let me tell you what I said exactly. Okay? So I wanted to show you that I have that's documented for people to see. I want to become a member inside of Power Group Trades. By the way, people, let me show you how to become a member inside of Power Group Trades, okay? So here's Power Trigger Trade, right? And you see the spin tweet video, you want to listen to it, okay? I have rules and for a reason. I don't want anybody. I want people that want change in their life. I want people that are serious about growth. about real direction, about real strategy, not guessing and assuming and clowning around. If that's you, I don't want you around. My hopes and changes is doing massive change in the market. Massive change. That's my ambition, to do the right things, to talk about the right ideas. Okay? And document it, and which is what I'm doing. Because now we have these tools to do that. Twitter and Facebook, YouTube, we have tools that we can document things in a way that's very visible. Not the old way school spreadsheets, 20 million picks. Where, you know what I'm saying, people? You know what I'm saying? Anyways, it's just so much clowning. Like I burnt the stock clown massively already, so badly in this. It's just true. Look at Facebook. Boom, boom, boom. And I knew. I said to my member, I said Facebook is going to be the excuse. High odds we are going to be flipping because of Facebook. The market does things for a reason. And I was on ball with this, people. In my Apple video, I talked about the earnings, the pivotal zones. I was right before the fact, right here. You go listen to what I said in this video. You're going to hear the expert talking of factual information before the fact. Nobody said it like me. Nobody. Why? The guessing and assuming. No skill. Just, I look at key numbers, key facts. I talked about Apple. I talked about things couldn't confirm. I talked about how Apple was bouncing key levels, that the pressure was a compression, that it couldn't be held down. Lo and behold, let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at Apple's chart, guys. Let's take a look at Apple, man. I mean, let's take a look at here. Look. I was talking about Apple when it was looking bad. But for people looking bad, but I talked about this. But from this day to this day, the action was there are key reasons. Okay, I'm not going to go in a lot of, there's things I see in the charts that most people do not see, or see it the way I see it, which is the most accurate way. And continuously it shows it, not just to the people who I show it to, but it shows it to me. So I can tell you with full confidence why I'm the best, why I can say these things, and why I'm continuously right. Apple is going to be going up tomorrow, and I called this based on statistical measurement of what the SPY was doing at key support levels, and what Apple was doing at key support levels, and what was happening with Facebook and its patterns, and what was happening. Everybody thinks, oh, Amazon is down. No, it looks like Amazon is going down, but that's a setup for it to go. And I'm not gonna explain. There's certain things that I keep that are proprietary thinking analysis that I can keep to myself. Okay, but I'm studying things. Okay, to be doing things that are going to be just astronomically advanced. And I'm honestly studying. There are going to be ways to I am now studying what stocks, there are stocks that are going to be neutral. In other words, Twitter I knew wasn't worth anything. Wasn't worth to go long, wasn't worth to go short, because it was hard to say what was the, you gotta, sometimes a 50-50, but it wasn't going to go down massively, and it didn't, right? Or or up massively. It could have. If anything, it was a surprise up, but very unlikely based on the information given by the chart, by the market. Okay. Okay. Now, Google. Is Google really down? Google is not really down much. It's just that, you listen to Google's earnings, right? It wasn't bad. So anyways, Apple's earnings are coming. And again, I think Apple, it's unclear exactly. I think Apple stays more neutral, in my opinion. If anything, neutral to much higher, one of the two, right? But it's not clear when earnings come, okay? But the big picture, I keep telling people, the big picture, Apple is very clear to me, is going to go become a $200 stock. Okay? And the odds favor that over any other metric, unless, again, something happens to the United States, a bomb hits it, okay, and that would be the only reason why everything would derail. Now, if you want that to happen, that's the only reason why I see me being wrong. Not because of earnings and company growth. That's my point. That's where all these other guys are all wrong. They're all wrong, the metrics. These metrics, okay? They want to look at 10-year bond, this, that. Listen, doesn't matter. Companies are growing. Okay? Companies are changing. Yeah, I told Amazon, in my opinion, they're gonna drive it higher. Amazon, they set it up for higher prices. In other words, it's not going to be higher than it was by them dropping Amazon. In my opinion, that is the setup for continuation of the market going higher. It's a driver. If of course something was, if you know, the odds favor Amazon to drive the market higher, in my humble opinion. Okay. Again, we need to see how well the market holds its gains tomorrow, and so on and so forth. That, again, I need to get, right now we know we got a really good signal from a Facebook and the pivotal zone of the SPY. In my opinion, Amazon favors higher prices, and it's going to be another reason for the market to drive higher and squeeze moronic no-skilled shorts out there. My opinion. AMD, man, listen, I gave my opinion on AMD. It's not a good stock. I am sorry, Marco, but it's not a good stock, AMD. And I explained that long time ago. Let's take a look at AMD, where it is. Anyways, I haven't been watching AMD. Look at it. It's still, I talked about AMD even when it was trying to pop up. AMD is a finito stock right now. It's just not worth looking at or investing it. It's a deadbeat stock. Trust me, it's going to give you a lot of headache. Why, Marco? I'm going to tell you based on what the market's telling me. Look, I've explained about Intel. Again, no one will explain things to you, but I've been correct. I made a video about this, by the way, Marco. Do you want to know if I put up the video, I'm correct, the big picture again? Unlike the stock clown, I talked about it in a much different manner, in a more correct manner. And I think what I say is a lot more important than what anybody else says, okay? Now, what my theory was is Intel is clearly telling us, and NVIDIA and Intel are clearly telling us that the market's clearly saying, look at AMD, fundamentally you would think, my God, AMD is making these great chips, right, Marco? But the market don't care. You know, I looked at AMD. I was bullish AMD when AMD was trending properly, but it would continuously fail my plans, Marco. And so when I made a recommendation on AMD last year. I told people to avoid AMD as an investor. It's a deadbeat stock. And Marco, I've been correct. The big picture. When I give bad news, it's bad news. Okay, Marco? And I give bad news with real statistical measurement. And I'm giving you bad news right now. I'm sorry if you don't want to hear this. I have to tell you, it's a deadbeat stock unless it recovers above 15, which it doesn't look like it's going to have it's a deadbeat stock. The market is not saying anything positive about it, and it said that to me very clearly. And I had to explain it with you. Yeah, I have to be honest with you, Mark. Can I tell you? Oh, it's gonna. No. I don't. Went higher. Well, it went high. It may go higher in earnings, but it doesn't change how much did it go in earnings. Okay, it doesn't change the problem that AMD does have. Like, I wish AMD the best. I mean, I got nothing against AMD, but that's still 1063. It's still nowhere. It's up $1. Okay, it's fine, but listen to me. AMD, okay. AMD is still lower than when it was when I said it wasn't any good. So, you know what I'm saying, people? I tell it the way it is, okay? And I gave reasons. I was talking about it negatively as it was really trying to pop up. What did I can't remember exactly. I know I explained. I have to remember exactly what I said here. Because it's got to be, oh fuck, it's got to be okay. Okay. It's got to be, where the fuck did I say it? Fuck, man. Man, has this thing gone just all over the place since I talked about it. I can't remember exactly when I said this now. But since when I said it, AMD is lower. I can assure you that, Marco. AMD is lower even after the earnings thing. It's still lower than where I was talking about a negative, and so it is still gonna chop AMD. It could stay between 7 or 12 to 7 for the who knows how long. To be honest with you, clearly the market does not favor AMD. It favors Intel. It favors NVIDIA. That's the statistical measurement. It's just what the market's saying. Like I'm the market reader, and I looked at the statistical measurements on AMD, and I told people, not good long-term investor. And to this day, AMD is not much higher or lower than what I said that in that video. I have to go find it. It's not important. It's irrelevant. Why focus on a deadbeat stock when there's much better stocks? Marco. It's probably September, October time, Sandra. Yeah. I gotta look for it, but I was bang on correct about it. Still, well, but with real reasons. Unlike a stock clown with no reasons, just because he doesn't know anything what he's talking about. I don't care. It wasn't just because of the technical. It's way more. I gave an analysis comparison in a situation of the company compared to its peers. Why is it that Intel went higher because I read the market correctly? Market says AMD. Intel higher. And when I look at the chips, Intel, if you look at it, I wasn't. Look, I honestly thought AMD had a lot of potential. Honestly, fundamentally, I was impressed by their chips, and it was good because it woke up Intel, But the market doesn't care. I can't do nothing about it. I'm not going against the market. You want to go against the market, then go against the market. I tell people, but the market said so. It's not me saying it. I listen to the market. Fundamentally, I would think AMD would go higher. I was rooting for AMD, Marco. It's not like I wasn't rooting. I'm not a bearish guy, right? But I say what it is. If the market was telling me something differently, I'd be bearish the market. But I cannot be bearish a market that is not bearish. I cannot do the wrong thing and give the wrong advice like a stock clown. That's wrong since December 2016 in a massive way. I cannot tell people the wrong information. That's not leadership. That's guessing. And I'm not a guesser. I analyze. Deep analysis in constantly trying to improve upon and I am constantly improving upon to prepare for a new market dynamics that are a lot of people that want to use old way of thinking are going to be wrong the market going forward big time, long time. I will be correct because I know I'm going to be correct. The big picture or any market changes beyond anybody out there. I did it already in 2016 against the world record holder. It's documented. And not just him, a lot of other people thought I was crazy. I wasn't crazy. I was massively, listen people carefully, I was massively correct. So you're listening to someone who's telling you the truth. It's documented in my YouTube channel. I have some proof. Everybody's just talking hot air. Why am I making these videos? Because I will have my videos to say, people, look what I said here, look what I said there, look what happened, and this and that and that. All documented. Go look in my YouTube channel. Go look in my created playlist. Go look at my past BA videos. BA was under 200. Nope. Listen, people, you're going to see, you want to see big picture correct? Go look at my created playlist. Massively correct the big picture in what counts. FedEx, massively correct FedEx. Massively correct FedEx. The stock count, massively wrong. He missed massive gains going long, going short instead of going long. I was right big picture because that's what the market was saying, and I was right again. The big picture on stocks that matter to the economy. When you are wrong, the big picture stocks like Apple, like Win, like BA, okay, you have no skill. You are a little pop trader. You have no business talking about direction. Just stick to scalping and quiet. You don't know what you're talking about. And even that you're bad at. You're massively wrong. Oh. I had to laugh, people, man. I just love it. Ah, Jesus, AMD vid was me. Yeah, I know. I made the AMD video. I know. Anyways, people, holy mackerel, I didn't know, man. I get so passionate about being correct, you know, the big picture. This is way longer than I wanted this to be. But you know, everything I say from live stream to live stream is just so correct. It's so funny, you know. Oh my God. And like I said, people, you want to know the truth, listen, it's on my YouTube channel. Open your eyes, listen to my live streams, my friend. You're going to listen to reality. Reality, it's all documentation on my YouTube channel. Nobody in the history, even when they have the capability of doing these things, are doing these things because they cannot do these things. That's the reality of it. I can project because I read the market correctly. Right? That's it. You cannot catch big gains in stocks, okay, if you're thinking like a scalper. You can't. Can the stock clown identify NKTR like I did and project prices? I mean, it blew through my projections. Put it this way. Blew through my projections. No, because they don't have real skills. They're guessers. That's it. Little pop traders. Take the money and run. What's that mean? They're lucky. When you say take the money and run, it's like you're lucky you made some money. And you know, I'll give you a true story of Home Depot. I tell you people the truth. It was around when he was in 152 calls, exact the same ones. It happened to be. He happened to, you know, stalk me, message me, tells me I'm long, I'm getting out. I said to him, stay in. It's gonna go higher. Do you know that he left because he doesn't know how to? He doesn't know between what's a real breakout. He's a scalper. They don't see shit, man. They don't have no brains, man. He missed out hundreds and hundreds. He missed out massive gains. And this is a person you want to listen to? No skill. He doesn't know the difference between what a real move is and what a chop move is. He doesn't know the difference between real move and chop move. Need big picture skills to understand chop, direction. Chop, move, direction, move. Chop, direction. Doesn't know. Cremated John, decimated John, you're finito John. SPY 300, you're going to be crucified with a lot of documentation. And you're, again, why am I going to use him? He's the perfect example of a lot of bad advice out there. He's just the king of the bad advice. The throne. He sits on the top throne. People, all right, people. Do you take trades or just help people with reading charts? Of course, I take trades. I actually get into my own plans, Harvey L. I'm passionate about my own plans. Put my money into my own plans. My plans make people money, right? Every plan I make, I have a passion for it. I don't post a plan. I want to get into my plan. Right? That's the difference. That's the big difference, Harvey. Right? A lot of these stock advisors out there are not going into their plans. They're just spitting out plans. This is what I want to make a lot of people aware of. They're spitting out plans. That's all they're doing. They're not going into them. I got tons of proof. Right? I'm telling you the reality, Harvey. Lots of baloney out there. Lots of fakeness out there. What I'm doing is more unique and real, because I don't post a million plans. You'll never see it. It's very, but I'm high accuracy rate correct majority of the time. And if you look at my former plans like BA, to this day BA is much higher, Harvey. Believe me, Harvey, I'm not lying to you. People were calling me crazy when the BA was at 200. Trade with Joe was telling me that for example, was saying that it was shorting BA, and BA went massively higher, calling it a Trump trade or whatever. Massively wrong. These guys have no skill. They're just little chop trader guessers. Right? He knows he's wrong. You know, when it comes to the big picture, I've decimated all kinds of people out there. If they're going against what I say, they get decimated. If they're in line with what I say, I can't say they're going to get decimated because they are in line with what I'm saying, right? But I also can tell you that if you ask me about a person, about an advisor, I could look at them and tell you the reality very quickly of what kind of trader they are, right? There are some really good guys out there, but very few. And how long they're going to be, and what kind of good advice. They're very still small advice. They can't give big picture advice like me. They can't project things like me. They couldn't do what I did on February 11, 2016. I guarantee you that. Absolutely 0% on StockTwits. Those people don't even exist on StockTwits. They don't even post on StockTwits. They're so advanced, those people. But yours truly, you're getting the most advanced analysis skills posted on the social media here to see. It's all documented. Show me anybody else that can come up with that same thing that they posted on social media for people to see, demonstrational purposes. Doesn't exist. Does not exist. It's the reality, people. Anyways, have a good night, people. I gotta go. I get so passionate in talking about the reality of things. It's just because I'm very optimistic of what I'm seeing, how my thought processes and how I continuously correct the big picture. It's just outstanding. It's just boggles my mind. But this is what you need to become is adaptive thinking, because there's a lot of guessers out there still using old metrics, old way of thinking. They're not explaining it too simple. It's simpler my way. Look at understand what the market is saying. Forget about all the other complications, because you're not going to understand it. Okay. If you were listening to a lot of people are using old methods. Trust me. BA is a perfect example. They've been wrong BA and still, listen people, wrong BA. So don't tell me you know more than me. You don't know more than me. Those people that talk negative about me. They don't know. They can't do what I'm doing. I keep pounding. I keep being correct. The big picture. It's not funny. All right, people. Have a good night. Just enjoy this live stream. This live stream is just great to listen to me explain things. It's going to open the mind for people who want their minds open. Have a good night, people. Have a good night.